So all credits to Slat for the idea of this video, and I'm gonna be trying every weapon and ranking it. Cause his newest trying every item was 3 days ago, which does not have a lot of the items. So this is basically just like a re-version of it, and it's all of these weapons. Oh, don't worry about this. I can rank it still. What? I saw something fall. It's probably just a leaf or something. So our first item is the stick. The stick is pretty good because of it being free. And I just like this stick as a starter weapon. It's a little OP. Like, you start out with $100. You get a stick if you know how to play the game. In your first area would probably be here. You'd probably get creeped out instantly. Going over here to mine something would probably not be the best idea, because it does something that a lot of other items don't do, and it will do it in a second. I just need to mine enough. It will break though. It is one of the breakable items in this game at the moment. So I am just gonna get this stick to break, push it at its limits, and then get out of here, because I'm in a, yeah, it just broke. So it being free, you could buy a bag and like spam it if you really want to though. So, and moving on to the next weapon is this, the bone stick and the arm bone. So this is way stronger than the normal bone. This is way stronger than the stick. And this is way stronger than both of them. And this is a bit longer, but it doesn't really matter like that. But this is not the most strong thing in the game. We are moving closer and closer to those though. But going over to the forest, I would not recommend getting this daily Animal Company, because hitting one of them with an arm bone twice, 1, 2, 3, 4, it takes a lot of hits. It takes 5 hits with an arm bone, and then this will do even less. So I really don't recommend buying these daily, but they are definitely stronger, so it is worth it if you really need to. Oh yeah, I don't know what that is. But I just gotta go back every time, so I don't want to go very far. And then our next weapon is the flare. It stuns enemies for like 5 seconds, but if you're really good with aiming, you can like use some random trajectory, whatever you want to call it, to hit your enemies. But I have a game. It's like you need to buy it on here. Go on itch.io, and then you need to get this. But you go here. You go here. Itch.io. Adventure Company. Download that. Download this, and then you do some stuff. Search up a tutorial on how to do it. But this having one bullet, and it takes a while to do it, it's not the best item to use. But the crowbar is probably the best item at the time right now, because like the crowbar is right here. Like, this is where you spawn, right here. You get this, you like just need like you get this, and then you get this. It's the first good weapon that you're gonna get, and you might, whoever's watching is probably gonna be someone. I will use all these. I will get these, because those are all weapons too. So I will give it, for how good it is for it, how good it was for its time. It doesn't stand as good as it is now, but we're now moving on to the Hulk Fist because I'd want to get stronger and stronger. This does like full and then there at that final dot. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it is fun to yeet people around, but it doesn't do it for enemies, which is kind of dumb, really. And for its price, which is like 3, and it's here, these are like trash items to use, because the flare doesn't kill, but if you go in older update where it was like 2 things here and you'd spawn in here and this wasn't here, the flare would actually kill people, and it was a good weapon. But now, moving on to a bat in the Pinata Bat. For when the Pinata Bat got released and all of that was like Pinata and stuff, the bat got basically taken over by this. This would 3-shot an ogre and basically 1-shot pretty much everything. But now, having one Pinata Bat and moving in to kill the ogre, it's not the best anymore, but using these both to kill could be pretty good if you're skilled, kind of like Very OG would be. But dying to his rock is a normal thing that could happen to up close combat, and it's not very worth getting if you don't want to if you don't like the up close combat. But these, instantly, they do not help you. They both do the same thing. They are basically useless. I don't know where they remove landmines that spawn, and it's annoying, and I don't think there are any landmines here. But like, you could put this here, boom, like cut him, you're dead. And it really wasn't the best thing to get, so I recommend not really getting it if you're going over there or any place to explore. Nobody uses it, even though the description says it protects, which it really doesn't. It doesn't protect anything. But say there's like, you have a shield and someone has a baton. You can like, it will protect you from this. It'll like bounce back because it's one of the only items with collision from other people. It's not a good weapon. Moving on to the pan and the police baton. This against players is very good. In going against turkeys to heal, it's 3-shot. But this, I actually have no idea. I actually never used it. But I was with one of my friends on meta, and I used it. And it's actually a pretty good weapon with real people combat. But I'm not sure if it's good with combat with the ogre or anything. That was 3 hits, and then you get a randomized turkey. But then with this, 1, 2, it took 2 actually. Oh, never mind. Yeah, hold on, I need a fresh turkey. Alright. It takes 1, 2, 3. It takes 3 hits. Oh, my bad. This takes like 4 or 5 hits to kill a turkey. So I don't really think this is that good of a weapon to use, neither the frying pan. But if you have like 2 frying pans and you're really skilled with melee combat, then you could really mess some people up. And moving on to the next row, we have police shield. Yeah, it's trash. And then the lance. It's not the best weapon if you are looking forward to going and killing other monsters. But if you have these and you have this, you might be like, it can't shoot that far, which you're right, it really can't. But that's not what the crossbow is for. When you have the crossbow and you have these on it, it has that, and it also gives you a huge buff inside of the skill tree if you have these 2 items. Because you could be like needing to go through the fire. Guess what? get these things, and then you can walk on lava, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if they patched it or not. But like, yeah, you can walk on this fire. You can walk on any hurtable surface with this. So it is a W item with combat with actual players. But it in all could be bad if you're like Slat and say that it sucks because it's terrible at mining and it's very long. Slat, use the crossbow. Ow. It's a good thing, you just need to get used to it, alright? I could help you in anything if you would be watching. So, yeah, I would be willing to help you. But if you want to say in the comments, which probably never, but these are very good at mining. They are the same things, but this does like 1 hit point less than this. So this is better in combat, I'm pretty sure. I don't really need to explain the two. They're very good at mining. And then this is slightly worse. You could be mining like the lava cubes and it would be like 1, 2, 3, 4 done. This is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then it's done. I've actually been there multiple times with those. So if you have the Dawn Hammer and the Twilight Hammer, this can fling people away and it can do that. But this does like 1/4 of damage. This does like 30 damage to people. So it can be like boom and it'll fling them. And it's a very good item in my opinion. But having 2 of these is very slow. But they do both have a very buff. Is that they can do that. So it is a pretty good item. We've explained this. Just like you have a random item laying around, grab that and like shoot at something. It'll do damage to pretty much anything. Now, a revolver, you'd grab it, put it down, shoot. One of the best guns in the game. And the shotgun, we get it? The shotgun. You can shoot this very far. Like, say someone's there, I could, like, precise shot, shoot them. But with a shotgun, I could, like, aim my shot, and that won't hit. Like, it doesn't have very long range. It's a pretty trash weapon, in my opinion, if you don't want to, like, shoot far away. So, like, you can get that out. Now, this isn't really a weapon, but if you're really looking forward to, like that, it can bring weapons over, so it's a pretty W item in my opinion if you really want to get away, but it does hurt you now, which is a pretty trash thing about it. This is the same thing as a crossbow. It'll get the same. The drill. You don't get your arm as tired and you can just hold it. It's not as good as mining acid. It does take more hits, but you keep your hands still, which saves quite a bit of time if you ask me. And killing giants. So like, say I'm hurting a giant non-stop that has 2. Look at this damage. Like, you can have 2 of them. And then it goes even faster. In my opinion, it's a really good weapon to use, but they can just get an MRE and heal up. So, now, moving on to the next weapon, the RPG. It doesn't do, oh it does, they changed it. This, same thing, same size, this though. Like, it doesn't do, it's not very good. This thing though, it does a different kind of thing. It's pretty cool, but in my opinion, the best, this is the golden revolver. Same thing as a revolver. So that was all the weapons. Now we're moving on to the grenades. First grenade, let me change. This grenade. You can pull the pin, throw it, boom. And you can do it with a crossbow. But the TNTs, they take a really long time, so they're not that good. A flashbang, one of the worst weapons in the game. Takes a really long time. And your mom grenade. It pulls people in. Yeah. This. You can use it. Oh, they got rid of the moon, but you used to be able to use that to go and fly with the car. And it was really cool. But now that there's no moon, you really can't do that. But this impulse grenade, it flings people away pretty far. Like that. You can eat people away from monsters. You can save your friends. It does absolutely no damage. But it is a pretty good weapon. This is one of the best weapons in my opinion. You take off the pin and you see the OG explosion. The best explosion. Now, you can stick this to literally anyone and anything. Like, you could have this set up by someone random. You could set that up right next to it. And then that'll explode that. You can just take some steps back. Or you can just like get a random item and throw it through, and then yeah. And then final weapon, the cluster grenade. Taking it off and throwing it, it's a pretty good weapon. It's basically like the egg. But when you get the egg, this egg, when you hit it with a stick, it does that now, so. Oh, this weapon. It's like with a crossbow, you can shoot it, and then it'll explode. Then you can have this. Whenever it hits someone, it makes them have hard eyes. Yeah, that's kind of it. It hurts. These two are like the same thing. And then this can be used as a checkpoint when you set it down in the vent in the newer map. And then this isn't a weapon, but I still want to count it because you can like throw it on someone and then it'll teleport you to it, which is really cool in my opinion. Yeah, that's basically all of the weapons inside of Animal Company. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Everybody says you can subscribe and then you can unsubscribe later, but as Slat says, you can subscribe if you don't like it, and then you can dislike the next video too.